I'm here again with another tutorial on AI/ML. But before we start our presentation today, I would like to ask your support once again. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Now let's get started without any delay. In this presentation, we will explore the concept of image classification, focusing on its application in flower recognition. We'll discuss its significance, the importance of automation, and walk through the implementation process with a live demonstration. So first of all, we understood the what is flower recognition. Flower recognition refer to the automated process of identifying and categorizing different type of flower from image or virtual data. It involves using machine learning algorithm to analyze the unique features and pattern present in flower images and classify them into predefined categories. Flower recognition holds immense significance across various domains, including botany, horticulture, and environmental conservation. So let's discuss the significance of flower recognition. So first of all is the botany. In the field of botany, accurate identification of plant species, including flower, is fundamental to understanding plant diversity, evolution, and ecological interactions. Flower recognition enables botanists and researchers to catalog and study different flower species, contributing to botanical research, taxonomy, and biodiversity conservation efforts. So next one is horticulture. In horticulture and agriculture, flower recognition play crucial role in crop management, pest control, and disease detection. By accurately identifying flower and the health status, horticulturists can optimize cultivation practice, improve crop yields, and ensure the health and vitality of floral crops. Next one is environmental conservation. So flower recognition is instrumental in environment conservation efforts, particularly in monitoring and preserving endangered or threatened plant species by automatically identifying rare or um, endemic flowers in their natural habitats. Conservationists can assess population dynamics, track habitats change, track habitat changes, and implement targeted conservation strategies to protect floral biodiversities. Now we'll discuss importance of automation with machine learning. So while manual method of flower identification have been used traditionally, they are often time consuming, labor intensive, and prone to human error. By leveraging machine learning techniques for flower recognition, we can achieve the efficiency. So automation streamline the process of flower identification, enabling rapid analysis of large volume of image data. Machine learning models can classify flowers with high accuracy and consistency, reducing the time and effort required for manual inspection and identification. Next one is accuracy. Machine learning algorithm can learn intricate patterns and features from flower images, leading to more precise and reliable identification results. And by training on diverse data sets, ML model can generalize well to unseen flower species, improving the overall accuracy of the recognition system. Now we'll discuss case studies, a real world application, right? So what we can develop so that it can be useful for the organization or individuals, like the botanical garden for species identifications, or environmental conservation for monitoring rare and endangered species, or a florist for inventory management and cataloging. So these are some of the use case for the flowers, right? For the image classification, we have different use cases. Like suppose we want to have some face recognition system, so that we have all the data set, all the images with all these details, right? If someone is coming in front of our door, right, and we have the camera set up in the door, he can recognize the people who who is already there in our database or not. If that is in our database, it can recognize and allow him to enter to the door. Otherwise it will reject, or it will not open the door in the automated door systems, right? Or we can use object detection while driving our car or bikes. Like suppose if sometimes what we happen is sometimes we cross the red light because by mistake we cross the red light. To mitigate this kind of issues, we can also build a system where uh, you know our camera on the car can capture the image of the red lights, traffic lights, and see if it is red, yellow, or green. If it is red and the distance is pretty less, then it can automatically alarm or warn the driver that the red light is coming soon. Can you please slow down your car or bike? Or is there any breakers coming, or your camera capture the breakers? Then also the your system can notify the driver that the breakers are coming, please slow down your bike or car. So this kind of system we can develop using the image classification system. Now we'll discuss flower recognition implementation with ML.NET, how we can implement this. So first of all, in ML.NET, we'll use a model builder in ML.NET, where we will choose some scenarios like image classifications, or some predictions. There are a lot of scenarios are there. We will choose image classification, and then we will give the database, so data set. So what is the data set in image recognition? We should have some different flowers, right? First of all, the root folder should be flowers. It can be any other names. And then we should have the subfolders called the name of the flowers, like roses. In the roses folder, we should have different flowers, right, with different names, right? Rose 1, rose 2, rose 3, etc. And then we should have another flower name like hypsicum, and inside the hypsicum we have different image name that should be corresponding to the hypsicum. And then we should have the lotus and different other flowers. The folder name should be flower name. This should be the data set. We will use this data set. We'll select this folder, flower folder, from here, and then we will train the model. Once it is trained, then we will evaluate the model. After training, we'll evaluate. We will just give some test images and check our algorithm or our trained model is working fine or not. If it is working fine, then we will generate a code from this model, and then we will create a .NET Core backend API where this model will be used. And then finally we will create a React.js application frontend where the user will upload the image and check and recognize the image is which flower, right? So you can also use different like the animals or anything, right? You can use. So I'm giving an example of flowers. So we have already discussed the advantages and use cases of flower um, recognition system, right? It's demo time. Let's go and check it out. So now first of all we'll discuss the data set. So here you can see we have a flower folder. Inside the flower folder we have a different folder name like Hipsy, lotus, marigold, roses, sunflower. In the Hipsy we have the all different kind of Hipsy flower in different shades or different way of capturing this flowers. So you can, as much as flower images you have, it will be more accurate. So I'm giving around 15 to 20 images for each folder. For accuracy, high accuracy, you should have use many or much more images, right, for the accuracy. So as much as images you will use, the accuracy will be high. The Hipsy, the lotus, in the lotus I have around 15 images, different images of lotus flower. Marigold also we have 15 to 20 images here and different images for marigold flower. Roses also we have different images. So name doesn't matter here. Here you can give any name of the flower. And sunflower also you can see here sunflower I have 15 to 20 flower of sunflower also here. So these are some of the one, two, three, four, five five flowers we have. This will be the data set of my image. So based on this images, the algorithm will work. You know, trained, and based on this images, the our model will train, and then we will test and see if it can be recognized the folder with some probability, like it is matching with 80%, 20%, 30%, or 50%. So we'll check how it is done, right? So this is done. Now let's go to the Visual Studio. So I'm creating an application in Visual Studio. Click on create new project, and React and ASP.NET. You have to select React and ASP.NET. You can or search over here React JS. You can search now. Okay, I just search and it gives me some result. Standard type React with ASP.NET Core, React.js code. This is the TypeScript. This one is TypeScript, and this one is JavaScript, React, and ASP.NET Core. So I will use React and ASP.NET Core with JavaScript, and we'll click next. And solution name, I would say flower recognition, flower recognition, and you can give any other solution name. .NET Core controller. That's it. I think it's enough. And create. I don't want enable Docker here. Now the project is being created. So what we need to do is we need to create first of all the ml.net, right? So first of all what we'll do is we'll add the model builder here. If you can see, there are two projects. One is the client, and this is the React.js application, and flower recognition server. This is the .NET Core application, right? Now what we'll do is we will need to add a ml.net over here. So if you right click in the server, add, and see if the my machine learning model is available here or not. So if it is not here, you need to add machine learning model. So I have already show you how to enable the machine learning model in my previous video, sentiment analysis. You can go and see. I will give you the detail in the description. So click on machine learning model. You have to, you know, enable this machine learning model over here also, and give some proper name over here. I would say flower recognition. Flower recognition. I'm just adding it, and it will give us, to this form to select some scenarios, right? As I discussed, different scenarios are there: data classification, value predictions, recommendations, right? But I classification, right? I will choose into the computer vision. I will use image classification. Um to process your to create a model and the process that model into two ways. Either you can process into local or in Azure, right? So I want to process this in local machine. Here it will give you three different environment, training environment. Either you want to train your model into local CPU, local GPU, and Azure. I don't want to use the Azure. I don't have the GPU in the system, so it will give you the some error GPU compatibility. But I have the CPU for this small application, so it will run in my local CPU. So I will choose. If you have the compatible GPU on your system, you can choose this one. This will be very fast. Local GPU will be a little faster than this. So I will choose local CPU. Click on next, and then in this form, the data form, right, I have to give the location of our data set. So I have already show you the data set detail. I will click on this, and in my desktop I have the flower, right? I will click on flower and select. Now you can see the detail. The flower folder is flowers, hepsica 15 images, lotus, you can click lotus 16, marigold, roses, and sunflowers, right? You can see example of folder, sample folder, subfolder, images, subfolder 2, subfolder 3. So if you want some animal recognition, then you can animals, dog, cat, monkey, whatever you want, you can give all these details, and then you can preview the data and go to the next step. In this, now we have given the data set. Now we have to start the training. So when we click on start training, it will start training our model. So the model is trained now. It will take some time on local CPU. So now the model is trained. You can see the accuracy is 50%, and best model is being used, image classification multi, and training time 54 seconds or 55 seconds. Explode one and generate code behind this one, right? So now we'll click on next. Now this is evaluate. Now let's go and evaluate our model. I'll select one of the test. on desktop, and we have test image. Now in the test image I will choose some gypsy cup flower and see the result. See, the result is Hepsicup 91% matching, Rose 6% matching, Marigold 1, Lotus 1, and Sunflower less than 1. So, most probably highest probability is the Hepsicup. Let's test one another. And you can see the Lotus, the most highest probability is 81. So it will be not accurate because you have to give many more images, right? As much as images you will provide, the accuracy will be more high, right? So 15 20 images is not enough. So if you have hundreds and thousands of images, that will be more accurate, right? So let's go. And next step, so we have evaluated this model, it looks fine for us now. And we will add a console app. We will remove later, so give any name, that's fine. So we'll create a console app to access this one. So new project is created, this one, the console app. Now let's see, some code is here. Click on this code week is being used using floor console app, this one, and image white filled. This is the image, we don't want this one. This one we want. For this we have to copy this prediction sample, and this one we need to copy this one. So we'll do it later. So what we need to do is, uh, create some controller, right? So first of all we will use the this application server. .NET Core server application is being used as an API, right? So we need to create a controller over here. The weather controller we don't want to use, right? So we'll create our own controller, add, and say right click on the controller folder, click on add, and then click on controller. And then we will say MBC controller empty, right? Empty controller we want. And then we will add, okay, name of the controller, let's say flower re- flower recognition controller. Click on add. So it will create another controller, right? So now here we will code. So let's name space is this, flower recognition controller. Okay, now we'll use over here API controller, and now we will delete this one and say http post http post, and then we'll say public async task um, IXN result. I would say same name I'm giving this one. This is the method I'm just creating. Okay. So now we'll use some try catch block. Now we'll create where file equals to request dot form files 0. So let's understand this one. First of all, we'll create inside this controller we'll create one method flower recognition. This method will be called from the React.js. Once this method is called, right, then first of all we'll get the file that is uploaded into the front end. How we'll get the file? We'll get the file from the request.form. The first file we will get, right, from using the request.form. So once we get the file, we'll check if file equals to null, or file dot length equal to 0. If okay, now if this case is there, then what we'll do is then we will say return bad request um, new error equals to invalid file. Done. So if file is null or file is nothing, right, if we are not passing anything from the UI, then it will return invalid file, right. Now we'll use bytes file byte, create a array of byte as a file byte. Okay, now we'll using create a variable called stream equals to new memory stream. So we'll create a memory stream here, and once it is done, to delocate this memory stream, right? And so once memory stream is created, then we'll use a wait file dot copy to async, copy to async stream. Okay, so we'll get all the bytes in the memory stream, and then file bytes equal to memory dot to array. It's come, right? Now it's done. So we have the file bytes. We converted our file from UI to the bytes. Now I guess we have let's correct this, bytes, and here also file bytes. Okay, so now we have the file bytes. Now we need this one, this code. You would need this one, right? Copy this one into the here. So it is not coming flower recognition or model input, right? So what we can do is we can go to this flower recognition mb config, and consumption flower recognition consumption.cs. If you can go, it is using the namespace this one, right? Copy this namespace, and your also if you can go to the this one, right, program.cs, you can see it is using this one, same, using flower recognition console. You can copy from here also. Now go to the controller. I'll say using, okay, sorry, inside the server, right, inside the server we have this one. Click on here and you can see this namespace, right, this one. You should not go to the console app. You should go to your server, and inside the server you have the flower recognition.mb config. Inside this you have flower recognition.consumption. Click on this and use this flower recognition hyphen server. This namespace you need to use in your controller. Save it. Okay, now you can see this code is working fine. Now what we'll do is a flower recognition model, sample data. You can change anything else. You can say flower model, trained model. Okay, this is I have created, and inside this model image source, right, property, we have to give our file bytes here. So our file byte is this. Copy and give it to the here, right? It is done. Where sorted with label. Copy this one and change to here also, right? Now we have label, and we are going to predict, right? What we are doing to predict, this is the flower trained model, right? So what we'll do is flower recognition dot predict all labels. So we'll use this method to predict, right? It will use our file, and then it will take our file, and then it will predict. So we are giving in the predict all label, we are giving our model, right here. So once we pass our model over here, then we will have sorted score with labels. So here we will get the highest prediction and the label. Prediction is, so we have these list of score and prediction, like what it will return. It will return the, suppose the rose is matching 80% and rose, Hepzibah, and these are the labels, and probability is 80%, 20%, 60%. So it will return all these labels with their corresponding um, probability, right? So we, what we want to do here is we will get the highest score, like if it is matching 80% or 90% or 60%, this is the highest one. We'll compare all of them and then we'll get the highest score probability, right? So how we'll get it? So let's create another variable where highest prediction equals to sorted. Copy this one. What is this? To, I don't want this, sorry. So copy this, paste over here, dot first or default. So this method, first or default method, will return the highest predicted values, right, or highest probability. So highest probability will return both label and the probability. So we will get the label and probability separately. How we can create? Now create another variable as string probability equals to highest prediction dot value. The key will be the label and value will be the predictions, right? The percentage of this, right? So the percentage will always come dot 986 or dot 68, means dot 98 means 98%, or dot 90 means 90% matching, right? So we will convert this into the 90%. So how we can convert this? First of all, we'll multiply with 100, right? And then, so what I'm doing is, first of all, we are getting the probability that will be as a string. Let's say probability string. So we will convert this highest prediction dot value. It will return like dot 98, dot 60, dot 75, right? So we'll convert, we will multiply with 100. That will comes like dot 98, 98 dot 0.056, whatever, right? So we don't want, after we don't want either round up, because it will change, suppose we have the 99, then it will show you 100. So I don't want the round of this value, right? So what I want is, first of all, we'll multiply with 100, that will come 98 two digit value, multiple digit value, but it will still have the decimal. So after the decimal I will remove everything, right? So dot hash hash will remove from here, colon, 0 dot hash hash will remove, after dot everything will be removed, right? Percentage, and then it will display percentage like 98% or 30%, right? Let's understand. Suppose I have dot 985660, right? If we have, multiply with 100, then it will have 98 dot six three six three five three six 536, right? So it will this multiply will do this, then 0 dot hash hash means after decimal it will remove here, and then this percentage, this percent, so it will show you 98% only, right? This is I have done here. So I think, okay, now we have to return. I will return two values, one is level and another one is probability, right? So how we can return, say return okay new, let's say label equals to high prediction dot key, okay, and I want to return this key as upper case character to upper, means it will return lowercase or whatever, right? So I want to return this label as all uppercase character, like LOTUS will be all uppercase character, right? And now this is one of the one, and then I want to return another one is probability, probability equals to the probability string, right? Probability string, correct. Now this is done. I think we should use not bracket, not curly bracket, yeah, okay. So this is done, I guess. All okay, we need to return over here also, return bad request new say error equals to ex dot message. Now done. So here we are done, okay. Now let's go to the, I guess we are done. We have to make change. Let's run this. Let delete this one. The console app. We don't want the console app. Okay. Now we have this server and this one, right? So let's run the server if you want to test it whether it is working or not. Uh, First of all, set as startup project and run. Now you can see the swagger is here. We have to control our flower recognition. This is the post one. So it looks like working fine, right? So we'll test from the React.js. Now uh, we'll go to the React.js, click on source. You can see here all JXS is already ready. So we'll create our own J add new item JSX file. What flower rec- uh, flower recognition. Okay, and here we will copy and paste of my own code. Let me copy, and I also want to create one more file. Add new item style sheet, same name, flower recognition. So CSS. So I will copy and paste here, but because it will take a lot of time. So to save some time, I'm just copy and paste over here. So now we'll understand. This is the top container, right, where we have all uh, uh, the upload button, images, and the loader. Uh, right, this is the container, top container. Inside this, everything should be there. The loading container, this is the image. When image is loaded, the it will indicate, right, or it will show you a GIF file. This is the upload image. This is for when we are uploading an image, and this CSS will be used, that image. And this is the predicted result. We have one div where we are showing the result, right? So for that result we are using this one. So not much over here. Now go to, okay, why it is saying, I'll show you. We are using this flower or some star over here, this unicode. That is why it is asking for, we want to save this one, right? So let's understand here. So we are using the use state for session. Import, not classify. This is this one, right? Copy this, and you can say dot slash flower. Okay, so we imported our CSS dot. Now we're creating a method. We will change the method name flower recognition over here, right? This method will be returned, right? So what we are doing is we are creating three session. One is file. This file will be used to upload our file, the image, right? Another loading. This is for the whenever we are loading an image, or getting response from the API, it will show you a loader, right? For loader we are using this set loading. And result, so this is just a result from the API, right? Three variable we are using for three sessions. Now this method handle file change. So whenever we are uh, uploading a new image, right, click on input button where we are going to change a new image, then this will run, right, handle file change, and it will set event.target.file style. This file is basically used in our controller. You can see here request.form.file0, right? Same thing will be access, will setting up event.target.file0. Here we are setting up our image. Whenever we are click on upload our mm, file, that file will be into the this one file, right, stored into the file, right? And another method is handle upload. So when the file is uploaded, then we are click on upload. This is the button where we are clicking upload button, right? So this button will be accessed when we are mm, sending this image to the API, right? It will call the API this classify. This is not the classify. We will go to the controller. This method we will call. Okay, here you can say flower recognition. This is the HTTPS localhost 501, right? So we are using HTTPS, not HTTP. If we are using HTTP, then in that case it will use 5000. But in HTTPS, we will use 5001, right? And this is the method from the controller, right? So when we'll call this method, first of all the set loading will be true, means the loader will start, right? Set loader, this loading, if it is true, then it loading will be called, right? True or false. And set result is null. So till when we are just uploading, then result will be null in that case. Form data, new form data, form data dot append file we are appending the this file, right? First of all we are setting file into this, and this file will be added into our form data, and this file will be accessed to our controller. Now we are using try catch block. In the try block we are getting calling this method, API, like HTTP localhost flower recognition using fetch method, and this is used post, and form data is this one. Form data we is sending the file, right? In this form data we have the file. That file will be used in our controller. Now once it is executed, then we will check if response.ok. Then if it is okay, it's coming okay, if there is no error, then we will get the data from the response using the JSON, because we are just already converted that into JSON, right? So we will get our response into data, and we will set this data into our set result. The result set result, when we will use set result, our data will be pushed into result, right? So now our data should be into result. If there are error, then console failed to classify image. Recognize, fail to recognize image, and the try will be closed. Then catch error, again whatever error coming, it will be displayed in the console. Finally we are set loading. So once process is done, we will this loading image will be disabled. So how will implement now? The UI will start here. Return. What will be return? First of all, div class name upload container. This is the main root div, right? And this upload container CSS we are calling. Here you can see upload container, right? This upload container, this is the root div. Inside the div we are using heading to upload image, right? Heading will be upload image, and then input button we are using file, right? So this will be file. When we click on the file, it will open up a dialog box where you can choose your file, and on change handle on change, the handle file change will be called. This handle file, what it will do, it will set your image, set file, right? Image, this set file will call, and your image will be pushed into the file, and this file will be used here in form data, correct? So whenever you are changing file, it will automatically send the latest file into your form. And we have the button. When we click on the on button, this will be uh, call the handle upload. This handle upload we have already seen. This will run your API uh, method flower recognition, right, as a post method, and will send the image, and button is done, right? Now after this, if loading, right, if loading is true, right, we have already said if loading is true means we are uploading and still response is not there, then it will show you an image, and image is loading.gif, or loading class name loading on container. So this class will be used, like CSS will be used to display your image whenever it is true. When it is false, it will be disabled, right? So file means if there is any file, if you have chosen a file, then that image will be displayed after this button, after this button, and the loading will be top of this image. If you are clicking on the this button, upload button, right? So this will be done. Then if there are some result, right? So you are getting a result from the API, then if result is there, then it will use this div and this prediction result. And in this prediction result we have another div where we are saying good news, this is the flower. Our prediction indicate that this image most likely contain a result or label. The result we have shown you the controller, right? Result, result, label, and probability, right? So if you can see result dot label and result dot probability, right? So this will become here, and it will display, right? So we have understood. Now, now one more thing, we need to put the image, this loading image GIF, right? So in the public folder we have to add existing item, desktop, I just put test image, this loading, right? Now this public folder we have the loading image, it will access here, loading image, right? So that's it. uh, Anything I have missed here? Okay, now this JSX is ready, right? In the main.tx it will call app is this one, app.jsx. This app.jsx is accessing the forecast one, right? So I don't want to use this. So what I will do is, in the main section you can say import flower recognition. It should be first letter should be capital, otherwise it will not work. Flower recognition from dot slash flower recognition. Copy over here. Okay, and use flower recognition over here. Now let's it should work. Anything I missed? So let's run this and see if there is any issue, then will work. So first of all, click on solution and property, and click on multiple startup project and both start apply. Okay, and now I'm going to run this. Okay, nothing is coming. Go to inspect, classify is not okay. Let's go to the okay, sorry, we have to return this flower recognition to this one. We have to return the this method, same method, right? Until it will not work. Refresh it now. So you can see upload image and choose file and upload. So now you choose file. So what we'll do is we have some test images, right? We have some test images here. We'll choose one of them and open, and we'll click on upload. So this will come, right? Nothing happened, some error is coming. Let's inspect. Click on console, fail to fetch. Let us see if we use inside the container some debugger, and then refresh it again, upload any other, not going, inspect. So this looks like failed to load resource, error connection reviews. Let me check again. HTTP localhost 501. Let us check the uh, Swagger and try this out. Execute. Okay, it is calling HTTP localhost 7028. So just copy this and go to change this one. Port should be 70280 not 5001. So how we can get which in which port the application is work? So you can click on byte.config and come down. You can see localhost 7028. So you can copy from here also, right? So let's go to JSX and now it should work, and choose file, choose another file, upload. Okay, it's comes to the it is come to the debugger, disable debugger and continue. Oh, now you can see great news. Our prediction indicate that this image most likely contain marigold with a probability is not coming. Let me check this. Close this. Let me rewrite this again. Maybe label and the name should not be different. Oh, that is the problem actually. You can see probability, right? Copy, Control S, probability same, right? Now run it again. There was different PRO and there it was PRA. So the oh, sorry, once again I need to stop. I think probability. Okay, spelling may be wrong. Now upload an image. Let's say same marigold and upload. Now you can see our prediction indicate that this image most likely contain marigold with probability of 89%. If you upload another image, let's say rose, upload this. Great news. Our prediction indicate most likely contain roses, correct, and probability 66%. Now let's copy a sunflower, upload this. Lotus 69%. It may be wrong. Let's put another one. This upload. Yeah, sunflower 78%. It is not accurate, right? So you need to give more and more images to predict accurately, right? Lotus 53%. See again some issue. If you run Hipsicum 97%, choose another flower. Lotus 72%, correct. So it may be wrong, right? So you have to give more and more images to accurate your image. Flower upload. You have to upload the roses, right? And again, let's see. Open Lotus. So it gives us some issue. So you need to add more and more images on sunflower. Now let's open one more thing, right? Like this is the poppy, right? Poppy. But if you upload, it gives us hipsicum. It looks like the hipsicum, right? Hipsicum, sorry. So if we add hipsicum another folder, then we'll see if it is give us a poppy. So I'm going to close this and add another folder called hipsicum poppy, right? So I'm closing this. Also, I don't want this swagger now, so I want to disable this swagger. You go to the program file and disable this, and also search swagger, enter, enter. You disable this too. Also find another swagger. It should be enter solution and find here. You can see three option is here. So let us and disable this whole section. Also this. Okay, so now this is done. So our swagger is also disabled. Now let's go to the folder. uh, I have the I have the poppy folder. Copy this poppy, and in the flower I am going to push poppy. Inside the poppy I have multiple flower over here. So now go to Visual Studio, close this one also, close this command also. Okay, now what I'm doing in the server project, click on this one, right? Double click, it will open the same thing, right? Click on data. Here I'm just either you can go and again go the folder again, or just refresh it. You will have another folder called poppy. 18 images we have. I'm going to go to next step, train again. Yes, I want to train it again. Let's wait. So it is trained. Now you can see best micro accuracy. If it is 1, it is best. If it is less than 1, accuracy is less. So click on next, browse. You want to check Lotus. Try one. It was giving some issue on this one, right? Click open. Lotus 63%. That's why it is showing Lotus. Sunflower 24%, right? So for more accuracy, you should give more similar images into your folder, right? So it is done now. Now let's run it again. The model is updated, right? Now you have to upload again. This is same, right? But I want to check the poppy one. Click on poppy. It was showing rose, I guess, right? Rose or lotus. So now if I upload this, what happened? Flower recognition 7028. Oh, so now it is, because I just disabled Swagger. Now it will come to default port, right? That's what. Let's change this. Let's change this HTTPS localhost 5001. Save it again and upload your image. Upload. Yeah. So please remember, if the Swagger is running, you can copy your port from the Swagger, and if you disable, then your default port should be 5001. So our prediction indicate that this image most likely contain poppy with a probability of 80. Earlier it was showing rose or I just don't remember. It was rose or lotus, and we have another poppy. Like see, likely contain poppy 94%. So this way you can create your own flower recognition system, and that can be useful for, as we already discussed, botanical, yeah, and agriculture. Also you can develop your own system for, face recognition, or auto object detection kind of things, right, as we discussed earlier. So the demo is done. Let's move to the um, slide. So the demo is done. Feel free to leave any question or comments in the comment section below, and I will get back to you soon as possible. We have reached the end of our presentation. This will end to our presentation. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found it helpful. Have you fantastic day. Take care and goodbye.